because you're going to have to either rebuild it or repair it, and if you didn't make it yourself, then what are you going to do that? And especially if you're not like inspired by having to put something back together. A wig like what you're wearing, those clip into, and it looks like you don't really care about keeping one color on one side. It's just a mix of purple, green, blue, and silver. So it's not like you have to really worry about that. We would still recommend that you put it in a bag and that you carry every wig separately in a bag. We use these really large beach bags that we got from IKEA. They're really durable, they're made out of recycled materials, and we've had them for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And you can crumple them and they won't tear like some of the other green bags that you might find elsewhere. Yeah, shut the fuck up. By the way.
And as far as storing them outside of the bags when you're at home, it's good to buy a mannequin head. This one was $3.99. You can get it at any store that sells wigs.
Or beauty
supply stores. Also, we have these
bamboo
skewers. They're pointed at one end and flat at the other. You can just insert it to make sure that the wig doesn't go anywhere. And you can go up on a shelf, you can go on the floor.
And this wig is made out of 3 wigs. We usually build our wigs out of 3 wigs. The hairline is a hairline that I put into the wig, which means that you literally have to tease it and sculpt it the way that you want it. The actual wig had curly bangs, so it's changed to keep the hair up and away from the face. So this is an example of a bob wig. These are mainly used for Halloween. You can get them anywhere from like $3.99 to $15 at a Halloween store. There are some stores that do sell these year-round as well, and pretty much any color you can imagine. This one, you can see that it's pretty ratted out. You could do a couple of things to this. You could either make it go back to slick and brand new, or you can rat it out and really give it some shape. So what we would use to smooth it out, what you would use to straighten it out would be tools, including, you're fine, you don't want to leave it. You can use tools to straighten, which would include a wide tooth comb and or a light pick. The wide tooth is important because you don't want to rat it up. You want to now start separating all the snarls. Another item you would use along with a wide tooth comb is something called moisturizing oil sheen spray, or oil sheen. This basically is the opposite of hairspray. And when applied to hair, it gives it a glossy glow, but since it's made out of oil, it allows for synthetic or natural hair to comb right out of a wig. Look how fast that happened. It's just like instant. And then you restore the bob into its original shape. And it'll start getting its curl back underneath instead of like this. Okay.
I would have said, oh, that's garbage.
No, it's not. When you're straightening or redefining the wig, you can also wash the wig. The wig should be washed in just a bucket of water using a fabric detergent. You could use Tide, you could use OxyClean. OxyClean's really good if it's a blonde or light colored wig and it has lots of makeup residue around the edges and you really want to get it out. You let it soak in the water with the OxyClean and then basically let it hang dry. You don't want to air dry it, you don't want to touch it with heat. Synthetic wigs should never be touched with heat. You don't want to go near it with a curling iron or a blow dryer unless you're going for a different kind of look. If you want to flump this up, can I get that wig head from your other wig? I usually style wigs on a wig head because it's easier just to hold on to. Do you mind if I fuck this up?
Yeah, no. I have 10 of them.
Okay. So what I would do is start with the wig head upside down. And we're going to use opposite materials, including regular hairspray. And this is like crazy psychotic hairspray. This will fuse and can fuse hair together, so it's like sculpting.
You get that hairspray in the black girl section.
Yeah.
super free spray.
So, to start working on a wig, I really like to use one of these really hard bristled brushes. These are like, it hurts to touch.
Almost like maybe a pet brush or something?
Yeah, it's
Really
like a
hard
pet brush. And these really help to tease the heck out of hair.
Who said you said on there?
So, what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this, pump it up, lightly spray. You want to start at the back and the bottom of the wig to give it more shape and volume. The top of the wig is what you want to try to retain as normal as possible. Obviously, the shorter the hair, the harder it is to tease. I'm doing what's called back combing, which is grabbing hair and combing down toward the root. This is bunching the hair up. And when you do something like this and create a wig that's sculptural, you don't want to wash it. It is what it is.
Okay.
And so if you have a wig like yours that's already teased up, you want to use the residual leftovers that were in it to help keep its volume instead of washing it and starting over, because there's like 3 layers of hairspray in the wig that you have. So now you can add a little bit more, pump it up if you'd like. You can get it as teased up as you want. And I usually use a blow dryer with the pump it up when I'm sculpting hair because it dries it almost instantly.
Is that just like netting with tracks in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
That's
really
the cheap way.
inexpensive wig.
These were $10 a piece.
So right now you can see already the back is much more puffed up, and you can leave it like this and just straighten this hair so it looks real nice and clean but has the body and shape. Or you can totally transform the entire wig. A couple phases ago I used one very similar to this that I sculpted up, and then it curved down, and it was for Pulse,
Yeah,
and she
like a
wore
lotion spray.
yeah, and it looked like a wave just curling up, a solid wave all the way around. This wig will and can be teased all the way so that this hair in the front is standing straight up, and then the bangs come down, and this curves into a half of a sphere on the back. You can go a lot of ways with this wig. You can also add another wig to it. And we're going to demo that next.
Yeah.
So to put wigs together, it's pretty simple. We start by using just some simple safety pins. We're going to attach one wig to another. Now these wigs have already been teased, all right, and the hairline is not put in yet. And the hairline that you saw on the other, I will do for this as well, to make it look like instead of wearing a wig, that it's coming out of your head. So we're going to attach this wig to this wig, all right? This wig, when we bought it, was flat.
It was very flat.
And it had real simple waves, and it was pretty lengthy. These wigs have a lot more hair on them than wigs that you might find in the store that look similar. And so we actually bought 3 of them to put them together and realized how big they were when I teased it out, that wow, we don't need 3 together. So I turned the other one into a giant mohawk, and it's huge. So what we're going to do is just have the center of the cap. This cap happens to have a faux latex skin on the front of the wig. This is how I know where the top and front is. So if I put a part in it, it would look like it had skin showing through it. I'm going to basically take all of the hair from the cap and push it forward. And then I'm going to grab the front of this wig. This wig just has, it's the same wig, it just has a couple of foam inserts. This is just scrap foam. So I'm going to grab the front.
The foam to give it a bump?
Yep, to give it an instant bump. You can use an old wig, balled up. Can you open that, please? You can use stockings, socks. You can use bags some girls use bags,
Sometimes, yeah.
but they make noises.
And they won't let you touch their hair because it'll crinkle.
Yeah, it's crazy. And bags nowadays are meant to biodegrade, so they'll lose their shape and then you can start getting flakes coming out of your head. So this is the one wig just attached with one pin. So what I'm going to do is flip it over and try to get as much hair off to the sides because I want it to be as volumized as possible. And I'm going to grab the back of the wig and just kind of pinch it. I'm going to take a peek inside. I want to make sure that wherever I'm putting it, I'm not taking the room out of the wig because somebody's head has to still fit in here. So I'm going to take another pan and I'm going to run it wherever there's a piece of elastic or a guidance area. Basically there's track and then there's strips of elastic, there's guidance for the side, so you want to try to put it in a solid piece of the wig. So now it's attached in two places, and all I would do would just take two more pins and pin the sides on, and then you have an instant double wig. That is humongous. And then what I would do is style it. I would give it more body, more shape. I can pump it up, spray it on top, then take some really ultrafine glitter and sprinkle it on top of that to give a glitter wig. And then I would take the regular cheapo crap spray and set the glitter into the wig. That way it's attached with a sticky and then it's sealed off with a cheapo weepo.
If you put glitter in a wig, will it ever come out?
It will.
Well,
All of these items will wash out. But I mean, when you're doing something like that, you obviously don't want to wash it out. Why would you do that? Wigs are not like your natural hair, especially when you have synthetic, because it's plastic. This is all plastic, and it's not going to work the same way that real hair works. So when you're using heat and you fuse hair together, you can never undo that. You can never get it out, and you can never put it back to the way it was. Obviously, if you cut the hair, you can never put it back on. So keep that in mind whenever you decide to chop into a piece of hair.
Yeah.
So that's a wig demo really quick. Is that cool?
That's a quick wig demo.
Any question? Big Bertha. That's the one. Do we
name
name our wigs?
We've named
Whoa!
Looks
that didn't
fabulous!
work. I don't look as pretty as you want this.
Girl, we don't have makeup on.
It's still not the same look without makeup.
I know.
At all.
So a diva fan can be displaced obviously she's doing, here,
Well,
turn
yeah,
this
there
way.
we
There we go.
So I would probably crawl out. So that would be something I would do with my fan. And I would just lip sync. And then I would turn to the side and then look back out to make it look fun. Or maybe if it was a battery powered fan or portable, I would have someone carry it in front of me so wherever I walked, there my fan was. So that way my hair is always moving like Mariah Carey.
And or just at the end of the runway, enter and then walk up.
Or if you just want to stand here. And then you could also have like a nice light billowy dress or skirt that flares up.
Or
and
silver
goes
wings.
back, or silver wings. You have instant movement without doing anything.
Right.